starting lineups, and we'll begin with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Well, the T-Wolves, you know what you're getting out of Kevin Garnett. The consistency amongst those other guys, that's really ultimately going to determine whether this team has a shot at making up some ground and making the postseason.
Foy, of course, being an outstanding rookie.
Yes, he is. And then when you look at the Lakers, Kwame Brown started his third consecutive game, also getting back Luke Walton and Lamar Odom, but really Kobe Bryant's going to dictate this game, I think, with his aggressiveness. Bush Parker has to play better.
Kobe coming off of a Kobe-type performance. 65 points against Portland. 33 of those coming in the fourth quarter, plus the overtime. That was amazing, isn't it?
You know, 65 points, that's not a bad month for some guys. No, he got it in one night, 33 in about a 14-minute span.
Well, how about 33 being like a career high for the majority of the players in the NBA? And he does it in a quarter. These two teams have had some great matchups, too, this season, coming off that double overtime win for the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
Yeah, the Timberwolves control the tip. That's the rookie Foy. Into Garnett. Yark looking for Garnett. Has Kwame Brown. Shot clock is at 6. Garnett goes up with a shot. It's good.
Great footwork of Kevin Garnett. You're obviously going to see him get a lot of touches in the low post, but he's going to get the ball all over the floor because of his versatility offensively really is what really makes him a staple in this league over the last 11 years.
Kobe Bryant comes out shooting. That one off the mark. Foy with a quick push, gets it back, moves in for a closer look. Yark down the lane and off the glass.
And a nice solid start for the Timberwolves, pushing the ball in transition. Randy Foy and Yark with the finish.
Lamar Odom drives a baseline up and reverses it nicely.
Yeah, that's got to be a happy sight if you're a Laker fan to see Lamar Odom back in the lineup after that shoulder injury.
Yark thinks about the three, but Kobe gets out on him quickly. Davis dumps it down to the baseline. Blunt shot is off the mark. Kobe just comes down shooting. Still feeling it from the Portland game.
Yeah, I don't think that right hand has cooled off since Friday night. There's no doubt he's going to look to get into his rhythm early.
Yark pulls up to Davis. Yark, that's a 3. Parker with the rebound. Kobe Bryant, nice job to tip it to himself.
And defensively, that's a perfect example. One of the problems with the Timberwolves, though, you got to be able to rotate over and take away that drive, at least force him to shoot the jump shot. They just give a wide open layup.
Well, you got Mark Blunt on the weak side of the floor. You're in an isolation play for Kobe Bryant. You've got to at least be edge of the lane, ready to come help in case you go for the lob and miss it. It's exactly what happened on that last possession by the Lakers.
Davis scoring on the other end. Lamar Odom to Walton. Walton gets it back. Foot on the line. Jumper is good.
I tell you, what a totally different team we're seeing this Sunday from last Sunday with Walton and Odom in the starting lineup. It just gives them so much more balance and confidence offensively.
Well, without those two guys in the lineup, they're missing 28 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists. So that's pretty amazing, or not surprising that they struggled.
You got to remember, no team in the league outside of Miami has a greater difference between their top 2 scorers than the Lakers. So they need Lamar Odom, Luke Walton, whatever other offense can really kind of supplement what Kobe gives you every night. Because as great as he can be on an individual night, on a consistent basis, he can't do it by himself.
And, you know, the other thing that they give them, it's the leadership. You know, and it's the confidence you have when you have better basketball players out there that helps young players, because you saw it last week if you tuned in, and we unfortunately were here to watch. You could just see the lack of confidence and the lack of assertiveness by the younger players. And when you have that calming experience with a Luke Walton and a Lamar Odom out there, it just makes everybody better. I think it makes Kobe a better basketball player too, because he trusts those guys far more than the younger players.
6 early points for Kobe Bryant. Foy picked up by Parker, finds Yarrick, bumps Walton back. Finding the entry pass. Nice job by Walton to steal it away. Kobe Bryant from the baseline. He's still high.
Yeah, it's really when you know he's in his offensive rhythm. That's where he loves to get the basketball, about that 16-foot mid-post area. When he's just rising up shooting that jump shot, you're in big trouble if he's hitting that, because now you're going to have to crowd him. He can use that first step to go by you or get out in transition like that.
Oh, and couldn't get the layup. Believes he was fouled. Yarrick at the other end with a jumper, no good. Kevin Garnett taps it to himself. Great job. Blunt, it's good.
And that's Kevin Garnett right there in a nutshell. The great extra effort, tipping the ball to himself, gets possession, doesn't force it, gets it out the Blunt for the nice little mid-range jump shot.
Kobe, nice move along the baseline, reverses, and this time gets the call.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, he hits that jumper off the ISO the last time. This time he catches the ball, just a quick little fake. He's able to get around Marco Yarich, get to the basket. You see Marco Yarich leaning forward, thinking Kobe was going to rise up and shoot that fadeaway jumper the way he did on the last possession. Now you've got to play him a little bit differently. He's able to attack the rim, get to the foul line.
You know, I was talking with Ricky Davis prior to the game, and I asked him, I said, are you guys going to let him get 65 tonight? He said, no, we're going to make the other guys beat us. And so far, early on, the other guys haven't had to do much because the defense has been lacking. It hasn't been overly aggressive on Kobe thus far. They haven't forced him to make plays for anybody else other than for himself. And you don't want to allow this Laker team to get into a rhythm, especially this guy, because everybody knows he's capable of going for big numbers.
That's 10 on the night. We're only 4 minutes in. Davis, he comes up shooting just a little deep. Kobe Bryant gets the rebound. Pulls up for 3. Well short. Head of the pack is Davis, and he finishes, but it won't drop. Just hung up on that iron forever. Luke Walton for 3. Short. Oh, nice pass by Kevin Garnett. Wow.
Yeah, Minnesota's not going to get better looks than that. The last 2 possessions, you've got to convert those.
It's like there's a lid on the basket. Parker.
Taking a look at Randy Woodman right there. He's probably looking to get a timeout because this game, I think the pace a little too helter-skelter. Not real cohesion offensively for the Timberwolves. And Kobe Bryant continuing where he left off on Friday. Lakers up early. Basically going to be Hall of Famers if their careers continue as they've started.
And remember, Carmelo Anthony only played 1 year of college. So Kwame Brown with the block on Foy. 5 on the shot clock. Davis draws a foul.
I remember I was playing for the Wizards, and Kobe Bryant was playing some pickup ball with us in Philadelphia. Some of the Sixers guys and guys that are playing the NBA in the offseason live in Philadelphia. And I remember walking in the gym, watching this guy play, had never seen him. And I said, man, what school does he go to? I thought he was like at least a junior in college. Like, oh, he's going to be in the 11th grade next year at Lower Merion High School. And he's out there with NBA guys. And to be honest with you, you really couldn't tell the difference who was who. And this is at 16 years old.
He's a special player, and we've had a lot of those, and that's one of those arguments we get into about the high schoolers and whether or not they should have the opportunity to play at the next level. But, you know, getting back to this game, that last block by Kwame Brown, this is the one thing that sometimes is lost. He gives you presence defensively on the interior, much like an Eric Dampier does for the Dallas Mavericks.
And he takes a nice lead from Lamar Odom.
That's the question for him in terms of his development. Can he become more effective and efficient offensively? Because defensively, he does a solid job of defending the paint.
Shot goes up. Timberwolves are having some problems down at that end, shooting 29%. Kobe Bryant, circus move.
And that play right there, Timmy, Luke Walton reads that play and sees Kobe's going back there, able to get him the ball and allows him to finish in rhythm.
Davis's three is no good.
Yeah, right now, not a real focus on the offensive end for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Mark Blount shoots a turnaround jumper in the post. It's not his game. Ricky Davis comes down and jacks a 25-footer off one pass. They've got to get the ball into Kevin Garnett, run the offense through him, and stabilize themselves right now.
Garnett inside the arc. Won't go. Minnesota's missed 11 of their last 12 shots. Odom, nice pass to Walton. Great reverse.
Right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves just getting beaten down the floor by the Lakers offensively, converting every miss, every turnover into a transition opportunity.
Foy gets bumped and loses it out of bounds.
You take a look at this play again. Luke Walton doesn't seem like much, but just knowing where to put the basketball, he's able to finish there. And then, again, those two guys have been sorely missed because this Laker team, first half of the season, playing exceptional basketball. You're seeing glimpses of what we saw when this team was healthy.
Mark Madsen has come in for the Timberwolves. Odom.
Oh, yeah, he ran a pick and roll, and for some reason Kwame decided to pop.
Well, it turned into a pick and run.
Yeah. Well, you know, we look at how good the Lakers are offensively. I think it's directly attributed to the ineffectiveness of Minnesota offensively. They're rushing shots. They're not getting the ball in positions where they can be effective, and that's leading to a lot of runouts for the Lakers.
Foy for three. No good.
You know, and that's a missed jumper, but that's a better offensive set that time. Kevin Garnett gets the ball in the post, draws three defenders. Now you get your weak side spacing, and Randy Foy gets the open look, and that's the part of his game he's got to continue to work on. Right now, Randy Foy really a guy that wants to attack you off the dribble, use his strength and quickness to get to the rim. He's got to be more consistent knocking down open looks.
Minnesota's missed 12 of their last 13 shots now. And the Lakers are trying to run away early. The ball was tipped into the backcourt, so kept alive. Shot clock down to 7. Odom, bounce pass to Walton. Back out, they swing it. Parker, good.
Again, tremendous ball movement, great patience and poise, much more experience in this lineup, and now you're seeing them reap the dividends of that because, again, they're getting quality rhythm shots. Those are the easiest shots for a shooter to knock down.
7-0 run by the Lakers. A 15-point lead. Garnett in all kinds of traffic. Davis moves in. Tries to entry pass to Foy. A little tough to handle.
And only 1 second on the shot clock. But you take a look. Look at the ball movement. Again, nothing's forced. Great spacing. And you're making the defense work. You get the shots you want. That's the key to great offense. And then defensively, this last possession, again, Kwame Brown limping off. He's hurt. But great defense on the interior on Kevin Garnett. Didn't get an opportunity to get that jump shot, and Bynum checking in.
Evans coming in with him as well. 1 second again. The 5-second call. So everything is going against the Timberwolves.
Well, you know, we were talking with Randy Whitman before the game. We asked him, you know, what's the biggest deficiency, Timmy? You asked him. He said, you know, it's just really it's our guard play. And in that, what he's talking about is their decision making. Remember, this is a team with 3 lead guards, but not really a true point guard. And that sometimes hurts you when you don't run an offense like what the Lakers are running. And you don't need much offense when Kobe's shooting the way he's shooting.
And Greg, you got to feel for Trenton Hassel. I mean, he's their best perimeter defender, but by the time he gets in, Kobe's already warm. And he's already got that hand heated up. That's a tough assignment for any great defender in this league.
Garnett comes out to sit the screen. Davis back to Garnett. Shot clock at 5. Garnett from the baseline. Good.
And again, even that, a very difficult shot for Kevin Garnett to knock down. But again, his skill level allows that. But you're not going to win consistently in this league if you have to make those kinds of shots.
And the Lakers are shooting almost 70% thus far. Move the ball around nicely. Evans out of the corner, no good. Parker gets the rebound. Bryant, tough shot, well off the mark.
He feels he got fouled on the way up. He tried to get that look. Not going to see Kobe Bryant miss that badly too often.
Yeah, you got to figure maybe there was a little contact. Timberwolves? That 91 Final Four team, how'd they do?
Oh, the one that was a defending national champion?
Yeah.
We ended up losing. We only got one championship. Yeah, we only got one.
And you were undefeated coming into the Final Four that year, I believe.
You trying to just rain on my parade.
I'm telling you.
Let's get back to the game. Lamar Odom, nice jumper. 6 assists already thus far in this game for Lamar Odom. Again, a great facilitator in this triangle offense.
Garnett turns and fires and drops it down again.
That's his patented right there. Kevin Garnett loves that fadeaway jump shot going to the baseline when he catches the ball on the left block. He's able to get it off because at 7-1 and with that long reach, you really can't contest that or block that shot.
Well, he's also able to get off because now Lamar Odom's guarding him, not the presence defensively that we got with Kwame Brown, and that's why you should look to go inside more if you're Minnesota.
Nice pass down to Evans. Matson gets up there and blocks it.
Now that's the type of help defense we didn't see the first 10 minutes of this quarter for the Timberwolves. Mark Matson comes in and uses his body, gets in position to make a play. Great block shot there and forces the turnover.
Well, if nothing else, you know Mark Madsen is going to be in the way. He's going to be in there wreaking havoc on both ends of the floor.
James drive to the bucket and gets it to drop.
Well executed pick and roll that time. Mike James able to turn the corner and get to the rim. And when Randy Whitman talks about consistent lead guard play, this is the kind of decision you want to see made. The lanes open up. Mike James attacks. He's always been a guy that can put up numbers. I think for Randy Whitman, the concern has been his decision making in the half court when other guys have to be involved.
And you know, again, Timmy and John, I go back to it, not having Kwame Brown out there. It's a totally different defensive approach for the Lakers when they don't have that big plug in the middle, because these guys defensively, that's not their strength. That's something Kwame has really worked on and helped him to improve. And I think the rest of the Lakers need to take a page out of his book, because defensively they have been deplorable all season.
Kobe drives, pulls up on a baseline.
And Minnesota went zone that time. Randy Whitman said he's going to mix it up as much as possible to not give Kobe Bryant a lot of the same look defensively.
Garnett, Bynum, nice job just to keep his hands up straight in the air and not foul. Garnett almost with the steal.
That's one of those plays where, you know, Kobe Bryant wills you to get him the basketball, because the play was to kick it up the smush on the left side. But Kobe has such a presence and a tremendous start for him in this first quarter that you just want to keep getting the ball in his hands and allow him to make plays.
Lakers 11 assists on the last 12 field goals. Kobe's going to get a break. Sasa Vujacic into the game. He comes out shooting.
And not shy at all.
No.
Garnett trying to break down Odom. Oh, tough shot. Looked like he got fouled. No call. Pass ahead to Evans. Spins in the lane. Garnett was there to change the shot.
That's the beauty of being 7-1 right there. You don't always have to block it to deter that shot from going in.
Final minute of the first quarter here. James into the corner. Timberwolves slowly climbing back as Davis knocks down the shot. He's got 7.
It's funny how shots fall when you have good ball movement, body movement, good spacing. You're able to get those rhythm shots that they did not get Minnesota early in this quarter.
Now an 8-0 run by Minnesota. Odom outside to Evans. 3-second call goes against the Lakers.
Caught Andrew Bynum that time. He was trying to flash to the strong side when Lamar Odom had the basketball, and then reverse direction when the ball was reversed, but he never got out of the paint. 3-second call.
You see Phil Jackson there, but Randy Whitman talked about how one thing they want to do with the Lakers is mix their defenses, play a lot of zone. It really takes them out of the triangle offense, and you've seen the last 3 possessions or so they've struggled to get good opportunities. Garnett, Odom closes, Bynum's there as well, and he gets fouled.
That's a well-designed play that time. You get a screen really on the other side of the court, bringing Kevin Garnett from weak side to strong into the low post rather than just coming down, running him to the left block and throwing it in, where you become predictable now and double teams can get there quicker. That time he caught the ball so deep, really Lamar Odom couldn't do anything but foul him.
It's funny. You look at Kevin Garnett, and I've said this before. To me, he's more talented than Tim Duncan. But Tim Duncan's a better basketball player because Tim Duncan's focus is to dominate the paint. And I think sometimes Kevin's great talent actually works against him, because when you can do as many things well as he can, you know, you tend to shoot more jump shots and maybe play on the perimeter a little bit more, and it takes away from where I think he could be even more dominant, which is on the interior. His post game, I think, is as good as anybody playing, and also defensively. He is such a force and such a factor. I think if more of his game was played on the interior, that in and of itself would make this Timberwolves basketball team a much better unit.
Now a 10-0 run by Minnesota has them back within 7. Parker to Odom. 5 left in the quarter. Odom goes to the hole, and Garnett gets the block.
Garnett is, I tell you, that's one intense human being right now. I don't know if there's anybody more intense than Kevin Garnett.
For a look at our Converse all-in team moment, and Lamar Odom makes such a difference.
Well, Lamar Odom's versatility really enables the Lakers to do a lot of things offensively. At 6'10", you're not going to find too many guys you can run your offense through. It's exactly what he can do. Puts the ball on the floor, can go coast to coast, and his great vision in finding guys in transition, really an added weapon.
You know, the thing about it, when you look at Lamar Odom as well as Luke Walton, but you see the difference how effective he's been for the basketball team. But the difference is it doesn't allow a defensive team to really pressure them, because big guys don't pressure out beyond the three-point line. So you always have an outlet when you have a guy like Lamar Odom out on the floor. And what's more impressive is, again, he still has a point guard mindset in terms of how he plays the game. He sees 2 steps ahead out there, and then also he can still score the basketball. So just a true weapon for this team that they need.
Already 6 assists for Odom, and no question that time Kobe Bryant was fouled. The Lakers missed their last 5 shots in that quarter, and that's what allowed Minnesota to crawl back. Trenton Hassel with the foul.
Not a player in this game that utilizes the head fake better than Kobe Bryant. He is so good at getting guys off the ground and then drawing contact, and really sometimes even when he doesn't get the contact, reloading and going back up when you pump fake such a difficult shot. Kobe Bryant makes it look so easy. It's a huge part of his offensive repertoire.
And the thing about the overall strength, because he can do that to 25 feet. I mean, there are just not many guys in this league can pump fake you from 25 feet and still rise and be able to knock shots down consistently, although it didn't help him on that free throw.
No, that's all right. He's allowed to miss once in a while. James pass to Madsen, and he gets fouled.
Now that's actually a good foul, because Mark Madsen not really known as a good free throw shooter, so you don't want to allow a guy like that to just get a freebie with the slam dunk. So send him to the line, make him earn those 2. But part of the reason why Minnesota started to play better is because Mark Madsen's energy.
And as you said, he comes up missing. The NBA calendar this week, NBA TV on Monday, Sacramento at Atlanta. Coverage beginning at 7 Eastern Time. TNT on Tuesday, Denver at New Jersey, Indiana at Houston. Coverage beginning at 7. And ABC next Sunday, Phoenix at Sacramento. Coverage at 3.
Never really positive when you shoot a higher field goal percentage than a free throw percentage.
No. Nothing. Sometimes it just won't fall. Turiaf, nice job to get that rebound.
The Lakers made an adjustment that time in the last pick and roll, because Mike James had come off twice, gotten into the middle. That time forced him to the baseline. Didn't allow Minnesota to run the set they were trying to.
Madsen got the rebound off the Kobe miss. Davis from outside, off the mark. Shammond Williams with the rebound. Shammond Williams for 3, and it's good.
Now, even though he knocks down that 3, you can already see the difference offensively for the Lakers. They don't run as much triangle when they go to their bench, because the younger players really, it's not instinctive for them right now, so they have to rely more on sets.
Vujacic, the foul is Davis did a nice job just presenting his arms so he could get hacked.
That's exactly right. Ricky Davis with a great bet move that time. Squared up on Vujacic. Really, I think was going to use his jab step, maybe try to go by him. But as soon as Sasha put his hand in, Ricky Davis felt the contact, got up there and gets himself 2 easy ones at the foul line.
And Ricky Davis, talking with Randy Whitman before the game, one of the guys who he feels like in terms of being able to score the basketball, he's one of the better players in this league. Probably like to see him get to the free throw line a little bit more because he's got the overall repertoire in terms of his offensive versatility. He can shoot it deep. He can finish at the rim. He's got a nice mid-range jump shot, beat you off the dribble. But he's only getting to the free throw line 4 times a game. And that for your second best scorer, probably like to see him up around 6 or 7, which would definitely take pressure off of you offensively. And it also allows you an opportunity to set your defense that you see now. They're going back to that zone.
Turiaf swings it to Evans. Kobe Bryant for 3. Oh, what a rebound by Bynum, although he has to toss it away. Davis drops it back. Smith.
And you see the young guy, Bynum, that's one of those lessons that you learn when you save that basketball. You don't want to necessarily throw it back out towards half court.
That was a perfect outlet pass.
Yeah, for the wrong team.
Exactly.
But great effort to go after that second shot and get the offensive rebound. But the young man right now at the free throw line, second round pick, Craig Smith, really had a huge impact on this basketball team. Both their rookies, and again, Randy Whitman talked about having those 2 guys in his rotation. You know, that's tough when you're competing for the playoffs because there's going to be a lot of inconsistency with the young players in terms of their overall development. You got to make sure you have veteran leadership out there to help those guys through that process.
Kwame Brown comes back in, and Bynum will go to the bench. Craig Smith had a game this year with 26 points, so he's shown that he could become a capable scorer.
Well, he's kind of a tweener. You know, he plays more of a power forward game in a small forward's body, and that actually works well as a 6th, 7th man in this league because oftentimes you're going up against second caliber opponents, and you can play to your strength then.
Turiaf was trying to enter that ball to Kobe Bryant. Davis takes it the distance and lays it off the glass.
You know, spacing was very poor that time for the Lakers. Ronnie Turiaf, 5 feet away from Kobe Bryant with a defender in between them, and Turiaf kind of made that pass without really taking a chance to survey the defense and see how Kobe Bryant was being played.
Shammond Williams dumps it in to Kwame Brown to Turiaf, and he's fouled.
You see what we're talking about offensively. There's just not enough spacing here when Kobe Bryant comes across. The defender is laying off of you 5 or 6 feet. You got to take a dribble one direction or the other to make him play you and enable that passing lane to open up so you can deliver the ball to Kobe Bryant.
And you can see again with the Lakers right now, without Odom and Walton in the game, you don't have the same type of fluid motion and spacing to your offense. You got guys out there right now having to think a lot about what they do instead of reacting.
Shot clock at 1. Kobe Bryant releases it. It won't go. He has a nice job defensively by the Timberwolves.
Total difference in impact in terms of the benches. Minnesota's got great production from their bench so far in this game as Mike James knocks down a jumper. Contrasting that with the Lakers, they've really got nothing from the guys that they brought in, and that's frustrating for a coach if you're Phil Jackson, but it's a great feeling if you're Randy Whitman because that'll also motivate your starters to come out and play with a little more energy.
Turiaf back out to Bryant. Bryant gets fouled by Trenton Hassel. That'll be his 3rd of the game.
Yeah. What's going on?
Minnesota back out in that zone. And you're going to see more of it until the Lakers can consistently attack it and score. You can just see how disruptive it's been.
Shot clock at 2 as Shammond Williams releases, no good. Tapped by Kwame Brown, out of bounds.
It's funny, they're in a zone, but it's almost more like a box and one that time. Trent Hassel really denied Kobe Bryant out almost to the half-court line. So they're obviously going to force other guys to make decisions when they go to that zone.
Lakers have now missed 9 of their last 10 shots. Blunt. Nice shot from just inside the arc.
Mark Blunt can knock down that 17, 18-footer for a 7-footer. That's not the norm in this league. He does a good job of spotting up and shooting unbalanced.
Kobe Bryant looks to drive to the baseline. Tough shot, but he gets it to roll. Head of the pack. Good job for Davis to save it. Back to Smith. Hands off to James. Ooh, offensive foul as Smith came up. Looked like a football player trying to take out Shammond Williams.
He did, and that's really just an inexperienced player played by Craig Smith, because you're 35 feet from the basket. You really just want to allow the offensive player to make the play as opposed to you trying to initiate the contact.
Initiate?
That looked like you would have cross-checked back in the day, Johnny. Craig Smith, obviously a guy that doesn't shy away from contact when he's built like a middle linebacker.
Shammond Williams again from deep. Smith bumps Turiaf. Man, that's a linebacker's body. In there again. Won't go down.
Unfortunately, had a linebacker's touch on both of those attempts.
I tell you what, though, we talked about earlier, the bench play from the Timberwolves right now has been exceptional. The great energy, the defense, they've really done a great job of disrupting the rhythm of the Lakers, and they're in attack mode. Even though he doesn't score there, that allows for the extra possessions because you're putting the Lakers on their heels, and then Trent Hassel's able to come up with that offensive rebound, and you get 2 free throws.
Lamar Odom back on the floor.
It's going to be interesting to see how many minutes he can play with that shoulder as we progress through the latter stages of this season, because, again, you can just see the difference when he's on the floor. Sometimes, statistically, you don't have to have as much of an impact as just your presence, because it helps those other guys figure out what to do and where to be on the floor.
Kobe Bryant back out to Lamar Odom. Evans has it. It lines up a 3. Just a little bit deep. Smith was ahead of the pack. Kobe Bryant picks Davis's pocket. Now he's in amongst a bunch of Timberwolves, and the shot won't go. Blunt with the rebound.
Yeah, that was a time I thought Ricky Davis just played good defense, not going for the ball fake.
James shot off the mark so badly it comes all the way back out to Davis.
Well, you know, Mike James has really struggled. Big free agent acquisition for the Timberwolves. Really just never got a feel or rhythm for how to play the lead guard here in Minnesota.
Hassel's shot also off the mark.
And Timmy, you can just see how they just look so dysfunctional at times offensively. Again, the energy's great for the T-Wolves, but the efficiency offensively at times can be a bit of a struggle.
Well, we talk about the Lakers and their second team struggling, you know, with the nuances of the triangle offense. For Minnesota, when Kevin Garnett's not on the floor, they just have absolutely no focal point, and you need that offensively when you're a half-court team. Kevin Garnett's the guy that facilitates everything that you do, whether he's in the block, at the top of the key, running pick and roll. Without him on the floor, you can just tell they're very hesitant offensively where they want to go with the basketball.
Yeah, if you look at it, they're much more of a defensive-oriented bench. Some teams have offense on their bench coming into games, others defense. That's what they feature. So struggling offensively a bit, but the defense has allowed them to get back in this game.
Lamar Odom out to Smush Parker. 5 on the shot clock as Parker lets it go and beats it.
So, they've scored a few possessions. They're still struggling with that zone defense, not using the penetration dribble to break down that defense. That's where you can really create scoring opportunities.
Lamar Odom so long. Steps out defensively. And unfortunately gets hit with the foul as James drives in. 40-31, Lakers on top. Kobe Bryant got off to an incredible start. Garnett's only taken 7 shots.
Yeah, both guys still effective. You know, Kevin Garnett doesn't have the monster numbers. You can just again tell when he's on the floor how much better of a basketball team they are. I would like to see them just run more of their offense for him on the interior. I just think he's a much more effective player down there, and I think it spaces the floor better for them. When you're a 7-footer and you're out on that perimeter at times, it puts your perimeter players in a difficult position.
Yeah, he's a vacuum. When he catches the ball in the block, you just take a look at the focus of the defense. 3 guys have to shift to get over there and help against Kevin Garnett and his quickness and his ability to turn around and shoot the basketball from there. I'm shocked they don't make that their first priority every time down the floor.
Walton looked at Kwame Brown, then thought better of it. Odom down to Walton. Pass for Kwame Brown was just unreachable.
And again, you know, Randy Whitman's right on with this zone because the Lakers have just really struggled. They've yet to get the ball on the interior. Only 5 of 18 since they had that hot start, and also 4 turnovers.
Oh, what a strong drop by James.
Yeah, great read by Mike James that time. He saw they overcommitted to try to force him to the baseline. There was no help there. Quick dribble drive. He's able to get to the rim and finish.
Walton into Kwame Brown. Draws some traffic. Kobe Bryant out of a double team. Jump shot. Little deep. Kwame Brown gets the rebound again. Walton, Garnett guarding him in the corner. Parker, as the shot clock goes under 10, launches a 3 that's good.
He shot the ball with confidence tonight. Now he's made 3 shots. Really, the shot clock winding down. And Schmutz Parker's kind of been the bailout guy tonight. And sometimes when you're struggling offensively the way that he has, it's better to get shots late in the shot clock because you don't think about it. You have to do it.
4 of 4 for 10 points for Schmutz Parker. McCann's shot won't go. Blunt and Odom up there together, and together they tipped it back in.
Yeah, I think Lamar Odom tipped that in, but Mark Blunt's going to get credit for it. But again, even though the Lakers have made some shots, they've been difficult shots, and that's why if you're Minnesota, you stay in that zone until they can consistently prove to you that they can hurt you from the perimeter.
Odom's shot, no good. Garnett with the rebound. James has Parker go flying past him. Yark out of the corner. Minnesota steals it back. And James gets fouled by Kwame Brown.
And I tell you, Mike James, not a pure point guard, but when it comes to getting into attack mode, 8 points, 3 assists so far, he's a real difficult guy to deal with when he gets ahead of steam. And right now, he's not really having to think a lot. And Phil Jackson looks a little perplexed on the sideline because Minnesota, although they're down 7, really have controlled this second quarter and gotten right back into this basketball game.
Well, you want to be an all-star at the NBA Finals? Log on to NBA.com for a chance to win a trip for 2 to the 2007 NBA Finals. The trip includes round-trip transportation, hotel accommodations, 2 tickets to one of the games during the final, and Greg Anthony will take you out to dinner.
Well, I'm going to be there. We're going to be there.
So why not, right?
Why not?
Kwame Brown, nice job on the feed from Odom.
Great pass again by Lamar Odom at the top of the key. His ability to face up from that position and see the entire floor. And Kwame Brown's the kind of guy, Greg, that you have to spoon feed sometimes, layups, and that's exactly what happened in that position.
She did a real good job of right there. And Mike James, again, trying to get a little too much done with that penetration. And
Kobe Bryant.
One way you can have an effective offense is to not have to deal with the zone. Create turnovers, get some defensive rebounds, and then you can get out in transition.
Randy Whitman wants a timeout as Kobe Bryant has just dropped in his 20th point of the game. And the Lakers on a roll again, up by 10.
I'll tell you, they are just such a much different basketball team with that man, Lamar Odom, in the game. He really just changes how you do everything. Again, he's a pressure release because of the great size. He can't be pressured on the perimeter. When you need shots late in the shot clock, he can typically break his man down. And then his point guard mentality, he's always looking for the open man, and nobody likes to get open more than Kobe Bryant.
James bounce pass to Garnett. Such skill for a guy his size. 10 points for Garnett.
It's a huge stretch right here for Minnesota. You fought your way back into this thing. You're only down by 8. You want to finish out this quarter and go into the half. Give yourself some momentum going into the second half. Don't let this thing get to double digits here as you head to halftime.
Kwame Brown fumbles it out of bounds.
A little Roberto Duran action happening right there. Those hands of stone.
Blunt, play off of him. Yarrick, shot clock under 10 again. Garnett working on Walton, backs him in. Shot goes up. Kobe Bryant altered that from behind. Garnett chases down the loose ball. Garnett swings it back outside. Jump shot no good. Kwame Brown finally comes up with the rebound off the James miss. Kobe Bryant on the floor, drive, reverse.
That time, Kobe was able to get that isolation on the wing, help defense not able to get over in time to prevent the finish at the rim.
Yeah, Rashad McCants is a pretty physical, quick defender, and Kobe Bryant blew by him like he was just nailed to the floor that time with his first step and swing through.
I mean, take a look at it, just, you know, quick pump fake, and then he's so relentless at attacking the basket. If you're not there to take the charge, you're really at his mercy. Nobody finishes around the rim as well as Kobe Bryant.
Garnett right now with 10 points, 7 rebounds, and a pair of blocks. Well, Kevin Garnett, since the 2002 season, has 322 double-doubles. Over the same period, the next closest player is Tim Duncan at 245.
Yeah, it's just amazing when you speak about the consistency, and he's got a chance to get one in the first half here.
Oh, he's going to get one. There's little question.
Well, I'll tell you, that free throw line is keeping Minnesota in this game. That's their 19th attempt. The Lakers have only had 6 thus far, and they've made 13 of them, so that's definitely helped.
Kwame Brown pass for Smush Parker was behind him.
Timmy, you talked about this a lot, and Kwame Brown just doesn't really have good basketball instincts. Like, as a 7-footer, didn't have the presence of mind to know he's right under the rim. He's got to go up and try to finish that.
Yeah, his first look should always be for himself when you catch the ball in the paint. And sometimes he doesn't even look at the basket and tries to make a play when his teammates are expecting him to get a shot up and they're preparing for an offensive rebound.
Pass was for Garnett, forced in there by McCants, and it won't go. Parker here in the final minute. Walton into Parker. Great job on working that offense.
Again, ball movement and just great vision. When you think about having bookend forwards like Walton and Lamar Odom out there in terms of passing the basketball, maybe the best passing forward duo in the league.
And Walton, offensive foul.
Yeah, he definitely pushed off. Rashad McCants pushed off. That was a great play. Again, smart play by Luke Walton to not bring his arms down. He just kept his hands straight up, stayed parallel. And then Rashad tried to push off a little bit, finish up over the top, unable to do so.
And palming the ball.
Lakers trying to get into a 2-for-1 opportunity that time. Kobe Bryant wanted to get a quick shot to ensure them the last possession, but in trying to get to his sweet spot to the left for that pull-up jump shot, carried the basketball.
James. McCants. Walton picks him up. Shot clock under 10. Garnett gets fouled. Coming up at Toyota halftime show with Matt Weiner. The race for the playoffs heat up. Dirk Nowitzki had a huge fourth quarter in Detroit, and the Magic win in Miami.
And you didn't see at the bottom of the heat, it said Running Rebels advance to the Sweet 16.
Oh, it was right underneath that.
You didn't see that?
It was right.
I think the caption of the game kind of blocked that out.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, man. And congratulations to Coach Kruger and the entire school.
I hope you at least had him going to the Sweet 16.
I did. I picked him.
Okay.
Well, remember last week we talked about this. And Garnett misses that one, but getting back to Garnett and the free throw line, that's the one positive, I think, from Minnesota's standpoint. They have attacked the rim relentlessly and gotten there. Already 20 attempts. And without that, they're +8 on the line. I mean, this game would not be remotely close. Yeah, but I picked my Rebels to get to the Sweet 16. I think they can beat Oregon.
Oh, I think there's no question.
I think we can go all the way. I think, heck, we can win it.
Oh, well, let's not get carried away.
You know,
Let's take it to.
we won a 16. I like our odds.
He didn't say what. He said win it. You can see he's not being too specific.
Only need 2 more wins. You're in the Final Four. Final 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Minnesota, it worked out for them. They didn't go zone on that last possession. Gave Kobe a clear look.
Lakers shot 50% on the half. Kobe Bryant with 22 points. Kevin Garnett 13 points and 7 rebounds. Well, we are underway. Smush Parker with Foy, rookie on him. Out to Bryant. Odom dragging Garnett away. Shot clock down to 7 as Kobe Bryant releases.
You really just got to laugh. This guy's a one-man offense. He can shoot it. He has no weakness on the floor. He can make shots basically from anywhere within the half court.
Well, I think the average degree of difficulty on his shots is certainly the highest in the NBA. This guy, there's no shot that he cannot make regardless of the defense thrown at him.
And Ricky Davis there draws the contact from Luke Walton, able to knock the shot down and back to the free throw line, which really was the half for Minnesota. It's what allowed them to stay in the game. They got to that free throw line 21 times. It's only 6 for the Lakers. And the Lakers, good ball movement. They had 16 assists in that first half, only 6 for Minnesota. Lamar Odom 7 all by himself. So the ball movement versus the aggressiveness from Minnesota might make the difference in who wins this game.
14 now for Davis. Bryant puts it on the floor. It draws a crowd. Luke Walton lines up a three-pointer. That's good.
Another shot created by Lamar Odom. His ability to penetrate that time draws the extra defender. Luke Walton spotted up where he usually is in the triangle offense in that corner.
Inside, nice job, Garnett to Davis.
And again, Kevin Garnett, the facilitator offensively for the Timberwolves, whether he's on the perimeter, in the interior. Nice find there with Ricky Davis.
Odom puts it on the floor in a hurry, reverses and gets a nice roll. Davis, catch and shoot. Little long, Walton grabs the rebound. Bryant drives again right on Garnett. Garnett, a nice job to just alter things. Foy right down the lane, off the glass, too strong.
And that's a play right there for Randy Foy. As he gets a little more experience, he'll learn how to attack the defense and create the opportunity for Kevin Garnett.
Blunt commits the foul on the driving Kobe Bryant.
And we talk about Lamar Odom so often, facilitating the offense by finding guys. Remember, this guy, though, a great finisher as well at 6'10". Look at the length as he can get to the other side of the rim and finish with the reverse layup. Lamar Odom, the complete package at 6'10", playing that power forward position.
Odom again looks to drive and again reverses. Instant
I think
replay.
that speaks volumes about Minnesota's weak side defense as well. I mean, guys with their heads turned on the opposite side of the floor. You can't allow a guy that big to turn the corner from 18 feet, get to the other side of the rim twice, and finish plays without any resistance coming.
You see how long before Rodney Whitman goes back to the zone, because that's really defensively where they had all of their success, not allowing the Lakers to run that triangle offense.
Shot clock at 2. Garnett doesn't recognize it. Blunt doesn't beat the clock.
And again, what I liked about this play by Lamar Odom was the quickness and the go into attack mode. He never allowed Kevin Garnett to have a chance defensively to contest his shot. Again, it's the same play as last one, Timmy. He's able to finish on the other side. He allows the basket to be really a defensive player for him, almost like he's setting a screen.
8 points and 8 assists for Lamar Odom. That time he travels with it.
Well, he got a little bit tricky that time, trying to make the entry pass to Kwame Brown, and took the extra step with that high dribble before he was able to feed it in there.
Lakers starting the second half the way they did the first, very hot. Blunt. Nice job.
Play. That flex offense they ran there, what it does is it puts you as a defensive team into literally a zone. And then you're able to make plays in tight areas, and they're nice pick and roll, I should say.
Well, it was Ricky Davis really set that up by a hard, tight curl off of that screen. Got into the gut of the defense, and then was able to find Blount along the baseline. You take a look here off the flex cut. Look at that hard, aggressive attack into the center, and you're able to feed your big man for an easy bucket. Minnesota trying to hang in there, down by 11.
Just to me, arguably the greatest center to ever play the game. I put Bill Russell ahead just because this is a team game, and ultimately the game's about winning. And Bill won all those championships, but Kareem wasn't far behind. Probably the most unstoppable offensive weapon the game has ever seen, the skyhook.
They got to get that guy a better seat. I mean, man, they got him back in the tunnel. The janitor's back there. I mean, get Kappa a seat near the bench, Greg.
Kwame Brown, and again, the shot clock goes off. 24-second violation.
And as a coach, there's nothing you hate more than out of a timeout.
Yeah.
To have a wasted possession. Now, you obviously know the shot clock is low, and you want to get an opportunity, and that's a time there. Again, Kwame Brown not cognizant of what's going on. He's got to pull the trigger.
Garnett. Davis travels with the ball.
Now, the reason that call's made is because the official basically feels like Kobe Bryant has his hand on the ball. And then, in essence, Ricky Davis started to run there. And again, not the greatest angle for the official, but he's looking at it. He sees the hand on the ball. A little bit of jersey, arms, shoulders. But, you know, that's part of the game.
He's Kobe Bryant. And again, his fadeaway. 26 for Kobe Bryant.
Well, Marky Yards just does not have the ability to really crowd Kobe Bryant enough and wait for that double team to get there. Kobe sees it coming and just able to rise up over Yards and get the shot regardless.
Blunt can't get it to go. Look at that. How athletic to get that ball. Unfortunately, there's no one to save it to, so the Timberwolves come up with it. Garnett. It's Kwame Brown going one direction.
I just really feel Kevin Garnett has the best post moves in the entire league. And I think it's just a matter of him committing to going there more and making that, you know, the primary object in terms of his offensive repertoire and not settling to be on that perimeter. I mean, his footwork is flawless. His ability to shoot that little jump shot, that turnaround, it's really unmatched in the league.
Davis loses the handle. The pass slips right through his hands to Kobe Bryant. Bryant ahead to Smush Parker.
I tell you, the Lakers, when they have Lamar and Luke, even on a play like that, that happens because those wings run the floor. They take that first wave of defense. Kobe has the patience, gives it to Smush, and he's able to finish up over the rim.
Oh, great defensive job by Walton there on the read. Break up the pass. Back to Kobe Bryant. Rattle it down, +1.
Again, you can see how exuberant that Kobe is because he knows how great a play that was from Luke. But again, you see Kobe with the patience there. He allows the defense to fall backwards, and then Luke Walton, very good in the open court. Again, it's such an advantage to have your forwards being able to handle the ball in the open court, because then you're able to put Kobe Bryant, the best finisher in the game, on a wing, and that is just a nightmare defensively when you have Kobe Bryant coming at you and not knowing how you're going to stop them defensively.
And that last bucket was set up by the problem that the Minnesota Timberwolves have. Randy Foye, ultimately, I think, is going to be a great player in this league, but right now his decision-making just not there. That time off the pick and roll, really forced the pass to the corner, led to that transition. Makes up for it there by knocking down a three-point shot in the area of his game that continues to improve.
Well, the Lakers are 7 of 8 from the field here in the third quarter. Kobe Bryant wide open
8 for 9.
3.
Yeah, but you know what? That was a possession. Whitman went to the zone. But the difference this time, Smush Parker penetrates that zone. It forces everybody to collapse. Then you can find people on the perimeter and get those rhythm jump shots.
Kobe Bryant is at the 30-point mark. 10 of those here in the third quarter. Odom. Davis commits the foul from behind.
Such good basketball. Smush Parker, great decision. You can kick it ahead like that when your forwards can handle the basketball like that. Again, put so much pressure on you defensively.
Lakers come out firing, and they lead it by 16. Now you're coming up against me again. With a chance to go undefeated on the season for the first team since that Indiana team. I was pulling for you, man. I was pulling for the runner, even though Mike Krzyzewski's a good friend of mine. I was pulling for the running Rebs, and you let me down.
I have to admit, I was pulling for us too, because I had fouled out, so all I could do was root the last 2.5 minutes of that basketball game.
Oh, that was a 2-year stretch of your teams that may not be matched again. Walton back to Parker. Parker has yet to miss from the field, and
man, sometimes you got to use every inch of that rim to get one to drop. And Smush Parker really having a great night offensively to complement Kobe Bryant and Lamar Odom.
James to Yarrick. That's a deuce.
And that was a big one too, because momentum really swaying in the Lakers' way right now. And again, so much of it is just because of having Luke Walton and Lamar Odom on the floor right now. Again, their understanding of the triangle offense, their ability to be in the proper positions and to never rush anything, it just gives you a better opportunity to be effective. And of course, as soon as we say that, Luke turns it over.
Yarrick had him trapped with no place to go. And again, Kevin Garnett, a 7-foot point guard as he finds James.
He's very comfortable handling the ball in the middle of the floor, so that is such a luxury when you get outlet pass or get a steal. If he ends up in the middle, he certainly can make plays from that position. That time made a great one, hitting Mike James.
Parker back into Walton. Spins on Yarrick, uses the glass.
He makes up for it. You know, and that's a perfect example of why the triangle offense is so great, because it really features versatility. And Luke Walton there, one of your better passers, able to go and post up against a smaller defender. The help doesn't come, and he's able to score.
Garnett fading away.
There needs to be a steady dose of Kevin Garnett on the low post. I think if you're Minnesota right now, obviously it's going to start here with getting stops. You're down 15. The Lakers have done anything they wanted to offensively. You got to now force some turnovers, force some contested shots, get into your half-court sets, and feed the ball to Kevin Garnett and run everything off of him in the post.
Kobe Bryant, short. Garnett with the rebound. Bounce pass out to Davis. That three is good.
And that's a big basket. Mike James, a couple of very nice penetrations for fines for his perimeter shooters, Davis and Yarrick. And this is a nice stretch here and critical for Minnesota, because you want to try to keep this game within sight. And when the Lakers go to the bench, look to make your push then like you did in the first half.
And Minnesota drops back into the zone, and that time Lamar Odom with a great cut down the middle. Luke Walton able to find him, and they did a nice job that time of spreading the floor. Minnesota, I think, got a little bit confused of where the Lakers were going with the basketball, and Lamar Odom able to make a great basket cut, get into the heart of the defense, gets there before Mark Blount can really get in front of him.
And that's the real value of interior passing against the zone. And again, we can't emphasize enough when you talk about Luke Walton and Lamar Odom. Those guys do such a good job of finding people and their willingness to pull the trigger. A lot of times turnovers are caused because guys are reluctant when they see someone open. They don't instinctively make the play. They wait that extra count. That allows the defense to recover, get the deflection or the steal like we saw in that second quarter with the bench.
James. Madsen comes to set a screen. James lets fly. Kwame Brown with the rebound. Walton finds Parker. If I'm Smush, I might not shoot again.
Well, he's better shooting than passing on that last possession, because that was a tough one.
That was great defense that time by Ricky Davis. I mean, you're not going to let Kobe Bryant just catch the ball in his comfort zone. That time Ricky Davis denied Kobe out beyond the three-point line in a perfect three-quarter defensive position, and Smush Parker kind of was indecisive, throws it away. Now see if the Minnesota can capitalize on this turnover.
Davis, just pass bounces right back to him. Still can't get it to drop. Parker with the rebound out to Luke Walton. Kobe Bryant over top of Kevin Garnett. Knocks down the three, and he gets knocked down. Looking back, wondering why that's not a four-point play.
An unbelievable shot by Kobe Bryant. Over a 7-1 guy with his arm extended right in your face. Not able to deter him, and probably with some contact on that, he's looking for 4 points.
Lakers shooting 80% in this third quarter. I wanted to see if Kevin Garnett actually knocked them down. We'll have another angle when we come back. Another look at Kobe Bryant and Kevin Garnett. When I promise something, we deliver.
There you go.
A little bit of contact, but the official wasn't going to make that call. I mean, not that he couldn't. And I think more than anything, Kobe's frustrated because he felt like he's probably had a few. I'm just disappointed he's only got 35.
Well, you know, the scary part is he was pretty much in this same spot about this time of the game on Friday. Ended up with 65.
Garnett back out James. Loses it. Still belongs to the Timberwolves, but only 6 on the shot clock.
You know, so much is made a lot of times of assist-to-turnover ratio in terms of ball movement and offensive efficiency, but I think assist-to-field goal ratio points it out even better. 29 assists on 33 field goals for the Lakers. You cannot do any better than that.
Garnett has to let it fly and knocks it down. His foot on the line. It's good for 2.
You know what's amazing, Garnett with 19 is they've shot about 65% Minnesota in this quarter, and still they're -9. In part, though, they had 5 turnovers in which the Lakers have scored 10 points on, and so they got to do a much better job of protecting the basketball, making better decisions.
Bryant to Evans. Tip ball goes to Smush Parker. 4 on the shot clock. Kobe Bryant from right here. I mean, he was practically...
I thought you were going to grab his jersey.
I was close enough. I could have, and that thing nearly went down. It was on line. Just came up a little short. Garnett swings it to James, puts it on the floor and drives and dribbles it right over top of the iron.
You know, one thing I noticed with Minnesota and watching them, they don't necessarily always play for one another. And you know, sometimes it's about you trying to do it, self-willing it. Pat Riley used to say, he doesn't call it selfish. And there's Mark Madsen with a nice, strong, aggressive, physical play leads to a turnover. Might have been a little contact.
An aggressive play by Andrew Bynum.
I was going to say.
Time. Almost knocked Smush Parker to the ground, setting that screen. And you can forgive it when you're 19 years old. We'll cut him a break on that one.
I can't.
Especially when you're that big.
Yeah. I'm telling you. That is a big 19-year-old.
And he might not be finished grown.
Imagine that. James and trying to use the glass.
That's a perfect example. Mike James had the basketball that entire possession.
Smush Parker. Oh! It's just Smush's night, folks.
When you're getting those kind of rolls, flipping the ball up over your head, over Kevin Garnett off the glass, you know you're absolutely in a zone.
James to Davis. Down to Garnett again. Across a triple team. And Minnesota gets it back. With 25 seconds left in the quarter, Smush Parker almost steals that ball away.
Well, Mike James got caught looking over at Randy Whitman to see what he wanted with his last possession, and Smush Parker almost came up with the steal.
Garnett puts it on the floor, travels.
And credit Smush Parker for that entire possession, because his defensive presence here with the amazing finish, a little whoop-de-doo over Kevin Garnett, but then the defensive pressure on Mike James, he disrupted that entire play, forced Minnesota to have to go quicker offensively than they wanted to. That's really Smush Parker's greatest strength, I believe, his ability to pressure the basketball, except when he tries to go maybe for that phantom steal.
8 of 9 from the field for Smush Parker. Final 3 seconds. Kobe Bryant launches a long three. That is good.
Unbelievable. He certainly knows how to finish off a quarter.
38 points now for Kobe Bryant as the Lakers shoot almost 80% in the third quarter.
Unbelievable here. 1 against 3, reminiscent of the game Friday night against the Trailblazers. Just nothing you can do about that. This guy offensively, Timothy, as good as we've ever seen. Unbelievable.
There's a look at Smush Parker, who's had just about a perfect night.
I tell you, if he plays the lead guard position, I don't call it a point guard in the triangle, the lead guard position like that consistently, the Lakers are definitely going to have some fun come the postseason.
Well, 9 assists because Smush Parker only averages about 2.5 assists per game. And you're right, out of this type of offense, the assists come from other places.
And that's exactly right. Luke Walton, Lamar Odom, and plus you want your better players with the ball in their hand. That's why the triangle was featured for versatility. Now that's just a heat check right there, Jimmy. He's just seeing just how hot he was.
Check it at this point.
No.
Davis thinks about the shot, then leans in. Walton does a nice job to get away. Tap back up and in by Hassel.
I tell you, they got a lot of shot makers on the Minnesota Timberwolves, but again, they like to see a little bit more ball movement and body movement to get rhythm shots. Takes a lot of pressure off of your game trying to go one-on-one all the time.
Walton lines up a three. Short. Bynum tried to keep it alive. Davis ahead of everyone. Walton gets back. Kobe gets back. Doesn't matter.
What body control by Ricky Davis. He took off that time outside the rim, really, on the paint rather, on the left side. Finishes on the right with a reverse layup. Minnesota trying to hang in there.
You know, the difference right now, when Phil went to his bench, there's one difference. He's got Kobe in the game. Remember, that wasn't the case in that first half. He's trying to make sure that he can find some offense when things bog down. Also, Luke Walton's still out there. I think that's going to be important as we move forward.
Trenton Hassel trying to stay with Kobe Bryant. 11 wins when trailing after 3 quarters. Leads the NBA. This is a team with a 28-36 record.
Well, it just tells you they like to come from behind.
Walton up in the air. Madsen changes that shot. Davis pulls up.
Uh-oh. He's getting hot. And this is a guy offensively, boy, when he gets it going, he can be on par with some of the best we have. 8 of 14 right now with 23 points. And you see that zone again from Minnesota gave him a lot of success in the first half.
Bynum out to Walton. Kobe Bryant tries to find a seam in the zone and knocks it down.
And you know what made that play, Jimmy? The fact that the ball penetrated to Bynum forced the entire defense to break down, and that allowed the weak side jump shot from Kobe Bryant. He had an ISO one-on-one, and you're not going to stop this guy one-on-one.
Kobe Bryant now has 105 points in his last 2 games.
Well, even the last shot he took was unbelievable degree of difficulty right here. He has to like double clutch it as Ricky Davis runs by. Kobe had to reload that in midair and hits the jump shot, makes it look so effortless.
That was a la Michael Jordan against the Cavs.
Exactly what it looked like.
It did.
The only thing we're missing is Craig Elo crying.
Yeah.
Or Michael, well, shrugging his shoulders.
Trenton looked like he had a teardrop in there.
Evans to Walton. Bynum trying to post up, gets the ball. Turns to face Madsen. Shamond Williams with it. Shot clock at 6. Odom launches a 3 that's just off the mark, grazes the iron, then Walton can't get the putback. Garnett comes up with it.
Kevin Garnett continues to compete that time, gets the block on Luke Walton, fights for the loose ball, and it comes back at this end and goes right at Andrew Bynum, who really was out of position that time defensively.
You know what I'm looking at, Kevin Garnett? You know, he's a superstar, but the greatest thing I can say about Kevin Garnett is a teammate. And by that, I mean he doesn't try to play like a superstar. He just competes every time. 19 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 blocks. You know, everything he does is about winning. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a supporting cast around him, but, you know, he just consistently goes out and plays. You know, he's not one of those Kobe Bryant type guys who's going to go get 40, 50, 65 points in a game. But if you put enough personnel around him, you're going to have a chance to win every night.
Well, he's one of those guys, I think everyone would agree. He's the kind of guy that, you know, we all want to see get that opportunity at some point in his career to play for a world championship. Only got as far as the Western Conference Finals once. Every other year has really been first round and done if they even get into the playoffs. So you hope Kevin Garnett at some point gets the opportunity either here or somewhere else to have a chance to win a title.
Minnesota trying to turn up the pressure.
That's where they got it. I'm sorry, John. They went to the full court pressure. The other thing, again, Phil Jackson made a very good adjustment in the second half. He's had either Luke Walton, Lamar Odom, or Kobe Bryant on the floor the entire half. That has not allowed the lull we saw in that second quarter when he had all of those guys out at the same time.
James, stutter step. Oh, Bynum spikes it. 4 on the shot clock. Garnett lets go with a 3. That draws
That's
glass.
a good call. It was a spike.
It did. It looked more like volleyball than it did basketball.
Andrew Bynum had that great start this year. The whole league really talking about the improvement of this guy in 1 year, but he's cooled off a little bit lately. Phil Jackson told us he basically thought he had hit a wall a little bit physically.
Bynum almost has the rebound, but Garnett takes it, finds Davis. Hassel bumps Walton, takes him into the paint, turns the other way. Jump hook won't go.
That's not the option you want offensively right now at this stage of the game. Down 15 with 7 minutes. Every possession critical offensively. That's not Trenton Hassel's game. Posting up anybody on the low post.
Lamar Odom for three. No good. And then off the shot clock and out of bounds. Well, another Kobe-like night for Kobe Bryant. 40 points to go with the 65 he had Friday.
Kobe Bryant came out early, aggressive offensively, got himself going after getting 65 on Friday. You knew he was going to come out and look for his offense early, and really it's carried on the entire game.
He really has, and a lot of it, the great balance overall, has allowed him a lot of angles to attack against Minnesota because having Lamar Odom, Luke Walton back out there, again, spacing the floor. You put Kobe Bryant in positions. You know about his ability to make those difficult shots. He's had a lot of easy ones to go along with that, Timmy. 40 points, and they still got 7.5 minutes. He very well could get 60. I think he gets 50 if the T-Wolves make a run.
If the T-Wolves can stay close, Kobe will get 50 tonight.
How about that? Never had 50 back-to-back 50-point games.
Well, we saw history.
Amazing?
We saw history last weekend. We might as well see it again tonight.
Well, think about, we're talking about Kobe with 105 in 2 games, and think about Wilt with that 100 in 1 game. Think about that.
Yeah, it's still rather amazing. We talk about this guy every single year when you talk about the best player in the game. Kobe Bryant's name, they're usually the first one on your lips, yet has yet to win an MVP in his league. It's incredible. 3 rings.
Davis gets it back. 3-pointer. Good.
Ricky Davis definitely got the jump shot in the offensive game going, but you're right. That Will Chamberlain scored 100 points, man. When you put that in perspective, Kobe's 65. He's still 35 short.
He's 81. It was still 19.
Nobody's even averaging 35 in the league.
Amazing. James open for 3 and knocks it down. High arc.
Great job that time. 2 possessions in a row by Minnesota, moving the ball around the perimeter and finding the open 3-point shooter. They've got enough guys on the floor that can make that shot. You got to continue to get stops now to give yourself a chance.
Walton back out to Odom. That's a 3. No good. Hassel with a nice job sealing his man and getting the rebound. Davis puts it on the floor and drives into Bynum, and Bynum commits the foul.
And that's Andrew Bynum. I think he has a problem because we've seen it earlier this year as well. He's in perfect position, but he plays very passively. He's back on his heels. He's giving ground the entire way. That's why that call goes against him. If you're going to go try to be a shot blocker, aggressively go after the basketball, the chance of you getting called for that a lot less likely when you show some aggressiveness back there. Too often, he's kind of indecisive about what he wants to do. Take a charge or block the shot at 7 feet. That athletic, go get the basketball.
Well, I think you just made the point. His indecision is because of the inexperience, and I think that's something we sometimes forget because of how big and how massive this young man is. He's still 19 and still learning the NBA game, and so when you have the fatigue mentally setting in like it is for him after the long season, remember this kid played 26 games, I think, in high school, 8-minute quarter. Yep. It's a whole different level of the professional level.
8-0 run by Minnesota. Shamond Williams to Walton. Shot clock is down to 5. Odom moves in, drives, and a blocking foul. Want to remind everybody, NBA TV on Monday, Sacramento at Atlanta. Coverage beginning at 7, and we'll tell you the rest of the week when we return. Timeout by the Lakers. They lead it by 7. Well, anytime you're at a Lakers game, you know you're going to bring out the stars. Diane Cannon has been a fan here forever. a fixture, as is Jack Nicholson, one of everyone's favorite actors. But I'll tell you, a young actor who's becoming one of my favorites is that guy, Mark Wahlberg. Seems like every movie he does is just terrific.
Oh, he's been great. His new one, Shooter, coming out. I can't wait to go see it. I've shot a little golf with him on the golf course.
Yeah,
he's actually a pretty accomplished golfer as well. We're going to probably play a little bit this summer. I'm trying to see if I can get one of his movies.
Well, get me a part, too, then. Shot clock dips underneath 10. Kobe Bryant with it. Calls Bynum over. Shot clock is at 3. Kobe tries to release. Swatted away by Hassel. Nice job. Smith. Walton was there, but he was inside that arc.
Well, he's inside the arc, and he also, again, gave ground. As Craig Smith left the ground, Luke Walton kind of backed up. You're never going to get a charge call when you continue to give ground the entire way. You see right there, he kind of gets out of the way. And that's no man's land if you're there defensively.
Well, I can tell you right now, not many guys are going to get in front of Craig Smith coming full speed. You're going to have a tendency to kind of want to just ease out of not take the full brunt of that contact, because this guy plays 110% every possession. He's really a great energy guy off the bench, and nice role, I think, here with the Timberwolves.
11-0 run. Remember, these are the cardiac kids of the NBA. Minnesota Timberwolves leading the league in comebacks after third quarter deficits. Parker dumps it into Walton. Foul.
Good decision making there. That's one of those fouls you hate to really commit, because the size I felt was there on Luke Walton. I don't know if he would have been able to get that shot off, but now you bump the shot clock back up to 14. They've done a good job in Minnesota as well, not allowing Kobe Bryant to get back into a rhythm offensively. He hasn't had a lot of looks here as of late.
Lakers haven't scored in about 3 minutes, and Kobe's in a double team. Walton behind the back. Odom finger roll off the glass with 3 on the shot clock.
Well, that worked out. He was actually trying to hit Andrew Bynum, diving to the rim for a dunk. Luke Walton with that behind the back pass ends up out to Odom, who finishes with the lefty.
And then comes up with the rebound off to James Mitch.
Now, Minnesota has gone small the last few minutes. It's definitely been helpful offensively, but hasn't given them any opportunity to get any offensive rebound.
Kobe Bryant uses the glass. It won't go. James, nice move. He broke Smush Parker's ankle.
Oh. Several other ligaments probably in his legs.
Shot clock is down again to 6. Garnett back out to Davis. Three-pointer. Well off the mark. Walton with the rebound. Kobe Bryant ahead of the pack. Creates the contact.
And he got the foul there, but that was a play where Kobe probably should have gotten that, made that extra pass to Lamar Odom, who was wide open. But being the scorer that he is, I think he's a little reluctant to give that one up.
Well, Lamar actually just went right over to Luke Walton after that foul and said, man, what are you looking at? Like, as Luke Walton had an opportunity to advance it to him directly up the floor. But like you said, Kobe has a way of being a magnet for that basketball. Guys tend to look for him first.
NBA TV on Monday, Sacramento at Atlanta, coverage beginning at 7. Then TNT on Tuesday, Denver at New Jersey, Indiana at Houston, coverage begins at 7. Then ABC next Sunday, Phoenix at Sacramento, 3 o'clock. We, of course, will be in Cleveland.
We got a couple games Wednesday, too. We got a couple Wednesday.
We do?
Yeah, we do. You don't know that? You didn't see the schedule?
No.
We're working together.
42 for Kobe. There's a look at Wednesday night. Mavs and the Cavs. Delay a game call goes against Minnesota. So
I didn't know we were working.
Yeah, I believe you guys shoot around Wednesday night.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, shoot around. That
Kia NBA shoot around begins at 7:30.
I might get a Kia, man. I've been thinking about it.
You should have one for free after all these years.
No. I got a key. Got a Kia.
Odom to Walton. Walton with the ball fake.
You know that's going in.
Oh, Smush with the rare miss on the night. Davis.
Yeah, good decision right here in Minnesota. They got to make sure they work this basketball and get the shot they want. Critical timer here, down 6 with 3.5. No wasted possessions.
James around Parker. Smith.
You know, the thing about it, you really, 3.5 minutes, it's a lot of time. You're in essence in a 2-possession game. I think it's important you get good looks. The most important thing is defensively keep doing what you've done in this fourth quarter. By far the best activity they've had since early in that second quarter, and it's really disrupted the rhythm offensively of the Lakers. Kobe Bryant really unable to get going offensively here in this fourth quarter.
James into traffic. Hassel with it with 4 on the shot clock. Jump shot no good. Lamar Odom with the rebound.
And I'm really perplexed on that last possession by Minnesota. You get a reset with the 14 seconds after the foul. You don't go into Kevin Garnett in the low post.
Kobe Bryant trying to go up, loses the handle. Garnett comes out of there with it. James into the corner to Davis. Three-pointer is good.
That guy can fill it up. When he's feeling good rhythm with his jump shot, Ricky Davis can put up a lot of points in a hurry. Now we've got a 3-point game.
Ricky Davis with 31 points tonight. Walton. Kobe Bryant wants it. Turns and fires. That one will not go. Walton, good job to get the rebound. Finds Bryant again. Creates contact. +1.
A big shot. And what about the rebound by Luke Walton in traffic? He comes up with that loose ball, able to find Kobe Bryant on the attack to the rim. You can see Ricky Davis wanted to take the charge there. You don't think this guy wants to win this basketball game?
Because he's so explosive. And you talked about Luke Walton maybe with a triple-double. Lamar Odom's got 13, 8, and 8.
Yeah, they can have
getting
2
teammates with triple-doubles in the same game.
And Mr. Stamos, our brilliant statistician here, just gave me a great note. He said Luke's working on it. He's got a triple-single. That's pretty impressive. It's just a question of when they can get to the triple-double.
Garnett to Davis. Pump fake. Nice job defensively by Odom. Davis releases the 3 off the mark. Great job by Smith to get the rebound and try and take it back up.
Great rebound by Craig Smith. He came from a long way out, had a running start. Ricky Davis decided to just pull up when Lamar Odom got off his lap, and Craig Smith working the offensive boards, give them a chance to get to the line.
It really is. It's funny when you look at certain players. They may not have a certain skill set, but when they're able to play to their strengths, and that's what Craig Smith's able to do coming off the bench for the Timberwolves. This guy is just a relentless ball hawk. He's going to go run down every rebound. He's got 6 rebounds in 10 minutes. And so by him being able to play to his strength, he's got scores out there. He can defend a little bit, but you can't exploit him being out of position in essence because he's really a glorified power forward in a small forward's body.
Sort of like a Corliss Williamson.
Not quite with the same skill set, though, because Corliss was much more refined as a scorer. But this young man, remember, he's only a rookie, so he's going to get better, and he's got a great work ethic. They are really happy with him. It's a second-round draft pick. Anytime you get a second-round pick to be in your rotation, you've done a good job in terms of looking at your personnel.
Only shooting 64% from the line.
You got to always pick out the negative.
Well, you just missed 2. You did just miss 2 of them.
Those hurt.
Odom.
Oh, man. Versatility, Timmy, kills in this league. The triangle offense, this is what it allows you. It puts guys in tough positions. Kevin Garnett, although very, very versatile in terms of his own athletic ability, not great at the lateral movement, and Lamar Odom able to finish around 15 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. We could have 2 guys on the same team with triple doubles tonight.
And when you run a dribble handoff like that, Luke Walton that time just got a brush screen on Kevin Garnett. You just have to get a piece of a guy when he's turning the corner like that on a handoff. That enabled Lamar Odom to get to the rim.
Smith turns. Oh, man, and he just shows how strong he is to get that ball up off the glass.
That was a nice ability to finish. Up and under move, and again, this guy just working. Remember, he's out there matched up with Andrew Bynum right now. Guy, he's giving about 7 inches to. Not giving up any weight now.
No. Oh, Bynum was wide open underneath, but Walton thought better of it. Shot clock at 5. Kobe turns and gets fouled.
I tell you, people were complaining in the crowd, John, about that, but that was the right play because Bynum, that pass, he didn't have the direct line, and so he's going to have to kind of lob that. If you throw that lob pass, you give a guy like Kevin Garnett and Craig Smith, who we talked about being a ball hawk, an opportunity to make a play on it. You went with the safe play, get it to your best scorer, and you end up with 2 free throws.
It's a shame for Minnesota that time. You get them down less than 5 on the shot clock. Kobe Bryant should have fadeaway 24-footer, and you end up putting him at the foul line for 2 shots. That really was your best opportunity that time for Minnesota to make this thing compelling here in the last minute.
Kobe Bryant now with 111 points in the last 2 games. If you're wondering what his best 2 together were, and it's not by doing it with the follow-up from the 81, which most people would naturally think, but the game before 81, he had 37 points. So combination of 118. He's at 111 tonight. So he's got a shot to break that.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Tim. That was a good month for me.
No question. There are some teams in this league right now that would take that in back-to-back games.
After a month like that, well, I was looking for an extension.
And Kobe said, I got popped in the head. He's smiling, though. There's what we're talking about. Back to last year, the game before the 81-37. He's got 7 more to go to tie it. Lakers.
Walton Odom out there because those guys put so much pressure on the defense, it allows him a lot more one-on-one opportunities than he would typically see.
James gets fouled by Odom trying to turn the corner.
That's the best case scenario that time for Minnesota. You only take 4 seconds off the clock, and you're going to get an opportunity here to get a couple free throws and cut this to 6 if Mike James can knock both of these down. That makes it a 2-possession game.
And how about Mike James tonight? 17 points, 11 assists. That's the most impressive thing. You expect him to be able to score the basketball, but the 11 assists playing for his teammates. And John, another free throw. That's 3 in a row. That definitely could have made a difference because really the free throw line was a big difference, and one of the reasons they stayed in it. They've missed 10 tonight, taken 30, 14 more than have the Lakers.
Knocks down the second.
And a zone press this down for Minnesota. You're going to try to force a turnover, get a couple traps if you can, but Craig Smith that time, the Cardinal rule, if you're back, you cannot let anybody get behind you for the Los Angeles Lakers. And that time Craig Smith came out, took a bad gamble, leads to a dunk for Andrew Bynum.
Yeah, the reality is you're not going to be able to press with Odom, Walton, and Kobe in the game.
Garnett knocks down a 3.
Keeps it at 2 possessions right now. They still have time if they can go ahead and get a stop right here.
Trying to get it. Turnover. Bynum does just that.
Well, saw Kobe come to the basket and couldn't hold on to the basketball.
That's why they didn't make that interior pass the last time to Andrew Bynum.
Coming up next on SportsCenter, Kenny Mayne and Stuart Scott, the Heat, looking to extend their winning streak. UNLV, I hear.
Yes, sir.
In the Sweet 16. And a look at the plans for North Turner. Chargers heading towards draft day. Neither of them have disappointed, but there's been some other guys really step up.
On both teams. I tell you, if Minnesota had played with this type of a consistent effort over the last month or so, they'd really be right in the thick of things from a playoff standpoint. And then the injuries really kind of depleted the roster of the Lakers, Timmy. Getting these guys back definitely made a difference tonight.
Key possession right here for Minnesota. You've got an opportunity. You've gotten yourself back into this thing. Great pass by Ricky Davis, and Craig Smith unable to finish. Timberwolves looking for a foul at the rim.
And Kobe Bryant gets fouled as he tries to throw the ball in. Davis can't believe that there was no call.
We got to take another look at that. Craig Smith.
I tell you the other thing, too, on that play, Timmy, Lamar Odom, I think, may have possibly re-injured that shoulder because that's something that it's going to be an issue for him when he extends. He went for the block. Not sure if we get a chance to take a look at a replay on that foul or alleged foul from the Timberwolves standpoint.
Kobe up there to add to his total and try and seal this victory. Now with 47 points.
There's a great penetration by Ricky Davis. Craig Smith right at the rim, and across the wrist that time. That's an obvious foul. Craig Smith should have been at the foul line. giving Minnesota a chance to cut it to 4 potentially.
Yeah, but all fairness to the officials, that's a tough call to make depending on the angle, and they've done a pretty good job overall. No question, Minnesota's benefited far more from the whistle getting to the line than have the Lakers.
It always helps to have the advantage of the replay, but Minnesota certainly had a valid argument on that last one.
Davis shot won't go. Smith putback won't go either. Ball stolen away.
Craig Davis, he doesn't slow down.
No. Walton gets fouled. Don't forget, Sports Center coming up after the game. Kenny Mayne and Stuart Scott, 10 straight for the Heat. Sweet 16 preview. I hear the running Rebs got in.
We're going to Final Four, man. You want to come?
I'm going to, I'm going to be there anyway.
Oh, well, I'm not.
Well,
unless we there.
I'm going to be there no matter who's there.
Lakers trying to let Minnesota have an opportunity here. They had a turnover in the backcourt. Now Luke Walton misses a free throw, and Minnesota still in this thing.
I tell you what, Randy Whitman almost made a critical error there. He was almost charged with the timeout. You don't want to make that timeout now. You want to wait till after this free throw so you can advance that ball to half court. Saves you a great deal of time. Although, there you go. Well, Luke messed up the triple single, man.
Talk about the Vancouver years.
You're at a stage now, you're definitely looking for a 3-point shot at this juncture, down 7 with 17 seconds.
Or a lob over the top.
I would have gone with the 3, as that turned out.
Kobe Bryant ahead of the pack. Flush with the finish.
Well, there it is, John.
50 points for Kobe Bryant. Smith with the finish. It's 115 points for Kobe Bryant. First time he's had back-to-back 50-plus games. Not a bad couple of nights, guys.
That's a pretty good weekend.
I'd say it earned his pay this week. You know, not as almost as impressive as March Madness.
Well, it was Kobe Bryant madness. No question about that. And a much-needed win for the Lakers. 109-102 is the final, as they now move to 35-32 as they try and hold on to their spot in the West in the playoffs. So once again, the final score 109-102 coming up.